Hi guys, Mackie from Warrior Pilgrim, and what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Sorry, that was the dog. But here I have an interesting collection, because talking about weapons, as you can tell, I talk about pipes. I'm doing this because, well, as I mentioned in a video that should be out by now, my grandpa passed away very recently, and he was a prolific pipe smoker. You could say I picked up the habit from him. I say that my colleagues, who I worked with for several years, they were a bad influence. All of them were smokers. So I just picked up the habit to join in, but instead of going for cigarettes, I went for pipes, trying to be a bit more sophisticated. It made for an interesting blend of people going down there to the naughty corner for some fresh air. Because one would be rolling their own, one would be smoking shot boards, another would be using a vape, me sitting there with my pipe. It's an interesting blend. I thought I'd show you my pipes and so forth, and there may be a link to it, I'm not entirely sure. I'll see how it goes in the video. If there's a religious link to it, I will bring it up. But first, go through all the pipes I've got and well, just show you what I've got. This is essentially my first pipe. I know many thinking, hang on, that's a stick. Yes. Well, back then I wasn't really much of a smoker, and just to join in, I felt the aesthetic would be good. I found this, polished it up, and it became my first pipe. Just puffing it like so. Even whittled it down a little bit. And you might be able to see, probably not, there's a tiny little burn on the end there. We messed around, we lit it. Doesn't burn very well actually, but it's hazel. And, well, the reason I was wrapped in leather is because, well, many people thought it was a Harry Potter wand. And so when I started doing other things with it, I found it was far more useful as a wand than a pipe. I went to Harry Potter World, or the Warner Bros. Studios, and brought this along as my wand, did the wand dueling choreography. They offered me all the character wands, and I was like, I've got my own. Call me a nerd or you like, or a heathen, whichever you like. I love Harry Potter. Regardless, this was my first pipe, and it was very convenient to tuck into my pocket, bring it around when I needed to, just pull it out. It would be in my pocket. I could tuck it into a pouch as well. Perfectly fine. Puff away. I didn't need it. Put it in my locker. No trouble at all. It did cause a little bit of controversy, but I didn't do it around children. But then I thought, why not make stuff? And that's when I went to Torn, the original reenactment market. Great place. I recommend to anyone who wants to get some reenactment gear, stuff like that. And that's where I came across tiny little clay pipes being sold by someone. And I thought, I might buy one. I bought a tiny little one that I could just tuck in my pocket and puff away. Problem with the clay pipes is they break very easily. So when I tucked it in my pocket, it eventually broke. So, I ended up getting some modelling clay, cobbling it together, still got the stem, and this is what I came up with. This is what I call my druid pipe. Does look a bit like a druid pipe, or similar to a church warden. Rather large bowl, made of clay. This is just hand clay. This bit here, this is the little bit of clay that, not a little bit of clay pipe that it was originally. The stem is made of ground elder. Very simple. Secured with string, and this little bit is a little sort of tuck to hold it on, and also acts as a filter. So I use that when sitting at home. It's a delicate thing, so I don't really shake it around, but I use it at home, just puff away. And it's very good. It allows for a nice, long, easy smoke. This has got natural resistance to it, so it's my preferred type of pipe. It's pretty much set my drawer, if you will. So that's the druid pipe. It's also got flat bottom, so it stands up fairly easily. This is the first time I tried creating a pipe. I call this my snack pipe. Sort of cobbled together with bits that came around when I was at the Heritage Centre I used to work at. So this shell used to be from the shop, a little trading post. A couple of broken shells. Mainlines offered it to me and said, yeah, you can make a pipe out of this. I tried. The reason it's so broken is because I tried sort of making the bowl deeper so I could pack more vacuum, but this is when I was actually interested in smoking. But that caused cracks to just radiate down, hence it fractured. It's not sharp, so I can use it around my knees without too much trouble. But if I was to do something similar, I would most likely use a mixture of baking soda powder, baking soda paste, to protect the walls, and then use vinegar to weaken the middle of it so I can tap it through without too much difficulty. These were a couple of old bird whistles, and that became very useful for just cobbling together. Another piece of ground elder acting as the fun stem, and a little bit of hessian just to secure it in place. So that's the snap pipe. I used to keep it in my car, so if I was just sitting around waiting for something to turn for the horses to sit there puffing away. Sort of a pipe for every occasion. People often say, get a collection of pipes so you can get different smoking experiences. That doesn't sit well, so it needs to lie down quite well. This one is actually another one I bought from Torm. Another simple clay pipe. The reason why it's got a nice long stem on it is because, well, I don't like the feel of the clay in my teeth. It's just gritty and it doesn't sit right. I tried putting some cloth or something over it to add some mouthpiece, but that didn't work. So I thought, okay, I'll put a proper stem on it, and that's how I got this. A couple of pieces of ground elder, one nice and thick so it went around the shank, and this is acting as the mouthpiece, another tiny piece of ground elder, secured in place by string and a little bit of hessian. String, thread, whatever, a little bit of cordage. Holds in very nicely, and again, just like a very light draw. I do pack them with tissue paper to give them sort of a firmer draw, but this one clearly hasn't been tamped off. Yeah. I don't really have a name for this, but I'm more of a straight pipe or long stem straight. It's not really. It's good for a short smoke. Now, that one tended to stay at home, so I didn't snap it again. But my colleagues were naturally like, honestly, you keep smoking your pipes. So my line manager decided, okay, you're gonna get a pipe, at least be sensible about it, and she got me this. Just a going away present. It's a church warden. It is a genuine pipe, you can buy these. It's got the stem can remove as well. I once packed it with tissue paper to give a firm draw, and yeah, it's still pretty good. And this one, yeah. She did say, however, if I put anything and light it, she would kill me. So, or it would anyway. So that'll make you wonder what she laced it with. So I'm being very careful when putting anything in there. But yeah, it's a church warden. Like, it's a nice little thing. I use it occasionally. Whenever. I did also get I did find a little corncob pipe. I think that one's an acrylic. This is a clay and acrylic. I did get a corncob pipe when I was in Australia. Simple little thing I can tuck in my pocket when I need to just do my stuff. Spend time on that. Take the pipe out. Puff away. Hey presto, all good. But unfortunately I lost it. I don't know where. So it's probably somewhere in a van that I don't use anymore. That's just the way it goes, eh? But I thought I might need a better pipe for just sitting around. Certainly when I was in Australia, I thought get something a bit more sophisticated. So that's where I got this. Another acrylic. This one is a billiard, a bent billiard. One's a bit of a bent stem. Apparently, holding your teeth like this is a little bit lighter, or at least feels it. Once again, a little bit of tissue paper in there just to give it a firmer draw. This one's then I can just tuck in my pocket, I think I had it with me when I was at my brother's wedding. It was simple enough just to tuck into a pocket, and then when things were calm and the kids were away, just take the pipe away, hey presto. But all of these tend to remain home now, because, well, these are very good. I don't want to lose either of them. But what if I was just out and about and just wanted something to puff on? Well, I've got this. I do have another pipe that's probably tucked into one of my coats. I call my bushcraft pipe. This is my archery pipe. It's again just some bit of wood, but it looks more pipe-like. So I can simply, what I say, puff away. I enjoy it. It's comfortable in the hand. Like so. Tamp away. Tap it out. Easy enough. On either hand. Clench it. Trim to light it. And so forth. It's not too bad. Very simple. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's beech. But again, it's just something I can tuck into my pocket. No trouble at all. Yes, it's a little bit awkward at times, so I don't use it all the time, but it's useful to have, especially on days where I'm just sitting around doing nothing. So I can just pull out, puff away. It's great when I'm down the archery range and we're just sitting there talking. Now, as I mentioned, fairly recently my grandpa passed away, and my dad had to go down to sort out some things, the death certificate and so forth, as apparently you can't do that online in Scotland, you have to do that down south, in person. So he went down there to sort things out. But when he was down there, he got a couple of things, including a fire poker set that I've been having my eye on since I was about 3 years old, and also a couple of my grandpa's pipes. Grandpa smoked several pipes. I used to want to smoke 2, but they were too old and wrecked, so Dad didn't bring those. But he did bring these, and these are very interesting. I did some research, but this one I'm going to be very careful about because it's actually a very, very interesting pipe. This, as you can see, is rather ornate. Let's see if we can get a cut that zooms in on it. There's not really a maker's mark on it, but this is made of something called meerschaum. Now, meerschaum is technically a type of clay, but it's made of sea foam. I don't remember where it is, don't remember where it's from, somewhere in the Middle East, I think. You may think, how do I know? Lick your finger, touch to the inside of the bowl. If it's sticky, then it's definitely meerschaum. So I've tried it. It's meerschaum. You probably need to clean out before I start pretending to smoke it, and it's a very delicate thing, so I'm going to be very, very careful with it. Feels like bits are coming up already. I have a feeling it's also suffered some damage unless that cheap piece of salt is gone. But it's a very nice design, it's sort of like a sultan. Very nice pipe. It comes in a case, as most meerschaum pipes do, so I'm definitely going to keep it in the case when I'm not using it. Close that. Here. This one, my dad had a little bit of trouble opening up, and even I do occasionally. Really got them yesterday. Let me just dig out my tool. This one's an interesting one. It's a Lowell & Co. It's Lowy & Co. My grandpa lives in North London, so he was able to access the tobacconists and pipe merchants. Got a nice little catch. But as you can see, nice little pipe. I don't think this one's meerschaum. Doesn't feel like it. I think it might be briar. It's hard to tell, but Lowy & Co. seem to specialise in briar. The mouthpiece, I suspect, is horn. It's hard to tell. I'm definitely going to put some in there to windage gap and secure it. If it's threaded, it'll come off easily. Just to make sure it doesn't rattle around when smoking, and that sort of angle is a bit awkward. One thing about this pipe, it has been smoked, so before I even think about pretending to smoke it, I need to I need to give it a proper clean. I'll do the same with the Meerschaum pipe just to restore them. I looked at several methods. It seems fairly simple, so I'll do that at some stage, but I won't put that in the video. It's just not my style. The case again is very nice. I use this to date it. It's probably in the 1950s, 1960s, something like that. Definitely within my grandpa's era. And again, I'll keep it in here when I'm not using it. Hopefully I'll remember to do that more often than not. It's a very nice little case. I might even bring it with me on occasion. Just need to remember to apply most of the unlocking force on the latch, or just press on it at the right angle. Yeah, that'll do. So, those are some essentially heritage pipes and my own pipes. You may be thinking, why am I bothering to show them? Because I don't really smoke. And should I really be showing them on YouTube? There are plenty of pipe channels, so if there's any issue with that, smoking or showing pipes, I'm pretty sure YouTube would have flagged them long ago. My pipes are not going to be an issue. I suppose I show these because they're sort of history, in a way. Showing my progression through pipes and also receiving things from my grandpa, God rest his soul. It's interesting things that we remember that keep memories alive. My granddad, who restored this wardrobe here, you might be able to see it, probably not in shot. We remember him falling through a deck chair on a beach in Wales. Yeah, that was many, many years ago. I don't remember it at all, but we've got video footage of it, so it's definitely true. It happened. He's never going to live it down even after death. And my grandma, she remembered many things. She was a wonderful woman. She was a wonderful grandmother and a great-grandmother as well. Nana, she loved her garden, she loved her dogs. And Grandpa, he'd be remembered for his engineering stuff and his pipes. I have a strange feeling those are the memories my nephew and niece will carry of him in the future. Just the smell of him and his smoking pipes. Strange things that we remember, and it's strange things we use to apply lessons. These teach us to remember in a weird way. And Jesus does that through parables, through stories, and remember weird little messages in the Bible. To remember, don't be afraid to remember things in a weird way. It might be the way that you learn. Just keep that in mind. Stay humble. Stay safe. And God be with you, my friends. And I knew full well I'd forget something, and for that I've actually created a few more things. Well, two pipes I didn't bring in the video. These two. This being my little bushcraft pipe. Literally hollowed out. I nearly hollowed out my finger as well whilst carving this, so I don't recommend it, but it's very useful. Normally keep it tucked away in a coat, so when I'm out and about wearing that coat, I just having to have the chance to sit down and have a pipe. That's what I use. Only a little bit that's hollow, no hollowing out the stem. And there's also this, which is actually a genuine pen that does work. I can show you. Let's bring this up. Just do a quick scribble. Again, keep it tucked in the pocket. Very useful and very cool. Little thing to keep useful. And these two I actually made fairly recently. This is made out of birch that I found lying around near Traquair. I thought, yeah, that looks like a very good pipe. So it's a matter of snipping off the bowl, refine the stem, and yes, there's a bit of glue on there. I was thinking of hollowing it out, but decided no, don't bother with that. This one, however, which I think is made of pine, this might be very good to hollow out into a pipe. Slightly what I might call a bit of a blowout at the back there. so I need to be very careful what I use. But these are rather interesting ways I use to remember my grandpa. So don't be afraid to remember your family in ways that may seem odd, provided they don't hurt anyone. You should be fine.